Covering news where you live, this is 5 News.
Our top story today, jury selection begins in the death penalty case of Shauna Cash. She's charged with capital murder in the death of Pea Ridge police officer Kevin Apple. Police say Shauna Cash was driving a vehicle that struck and dragged Apple when he approached the vehicle at a convenience store parking lot back in 2021. Elijah Andazola, who police say was in the vehicle with Cash, will go to trial in March on charges of an accomplice of capital murder. Police say Cash did not take responsibility for this fatal crash and said that she tends to black out during stressful situations. She told investigators she had smoked marijuana the morning of Officer Apple's death, but hadn't done any other substances. Her trial starts today, and we will have updates for you here at 5newsonline.com. And today is the first day of tax season. Thanks to inflation, those who file could see a surprise this year. Last year, many Americans were hit with a smaller refund after pandemic-era federal benefits expired. However, the IRS raised the income tax bracket threshold by 7% in 2023. Experts report that if your income did not increase to keep up with inflation, you could see a better tax return this year.
Hopefully your income was adjusted annually too, so there's that bracket creep of your income's moved up, your bracket moved up, so you're about the same place. But if your income stayed the same, you should see some improvement on your income just because the standard deduction went up.
Now, he also says that people should also pay attention to any tax credits they can claim. All right, we'll get to more news in just a minute, but first, let's get a look at that forecast with meteorologist Zach Scott. And Zach, it looks like sunshine is on the way.
A bright forecast, to say the least here. We've got upper 50s, low 60s for highs today, a south breeze 5 to 15 miles per hour. Again, seasonal average for this time of year is 49 degrees northwest Arkansas and then around 53 degrees in the River Valley. I think we're going to overall the next several days be closer to around 10 degrees above average for our afternoon highs. No one's complaining about that. We get more sunshine for your Tuesday. We do take a little bit of a hit as a weak cold front comes through. 50s for more of northwest Arkansas, some 60s still going to hold on in the River Valley. Again, it's a quiet forecast. It's a warm forecast. We're looking at rain chances holding off until we get into the weekend, Joe, this far out. Can't rule out some rumbles of thunder. We'll continue to watch that thunderstorm potential for the coming days.
All right, got it. Thanks, Zach. Well, the Biden administration announcing a new labor rule that redefines independent contractors. Janitors, home care workers, construction workers, and even now truckers could be considered employees rather than independent contractors. 5 News anchor Darren Bobb tells us it's not sitting very well with the trucking industry.
The Labor Department says misclassifying employees as independent contractors is a serious issue. They say the new rule that's supposed to start March 11th is designed to make sure they get the wages they've earned. But Arkansas Trucking Association President Shannon Newton says there are methods in place now to make sure that happens.
If you want to get a job driving a truck, you can get a job driving a truck just about on every corner in Arkansas. And so it's that individual's choice as to whether or not they want to be an employee of a trucking company or whether they want to own and operate their own small business. And this rule would potentially take away that choice.
She also says the new rule will further increase the cost of shipping by truck.
It's going to make the capacity much more rigid, which is going to cause the cost to go up. If you think about a large company being able to utilize owner-operators, well, I use the term flex. They can flex the size of their fleet up or down to meet a customer's demand, and so they have predictable pricing in that way. If you aren't able to flex the size of your fleet up or down to meet a customer's needs, then you've got hard costs that are associated with not owning, X amount of trucks.
Newton says the larger trucking firms like J.B. Hunt, PAM Transport, and ABF won't be affected too harshly by this new rule.
They have the resources to navigate what the regulation is, to employ, the attorneys and put the safeguards in place. But really the companies that are really going to be at the most disadvantage are those mid-sized fleets. Those are operating, 300 or 400 or 500 trucks because they're utilizing owner operators in order to go after particular lines of business and customers.
Covering news where you live, I'm Darren Bobb, 5 News.
Well, Newton says there is no doubt lawsuits will be filed to keep this from starting on March 11th. Thank you for joining us here today for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. Make sure to catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more. Have a great day.